And welcome to episode 5. How are we on episode 5 right before I continue this? But yeah, we're on episode 5 of Random Nonsense. Thank you guys so much for being here every week. Being Whoa. Sorry, I
No,
had my YouTube on in the background. I apologize.
no, I was just freaking out because my freaking tattoos on my finger are glowing.
Well, anyways, what I was trying to say before I could overhear myself on YouTube is thank you and welcome again to Random Nonsense. Let me go make sure we're live on Facebook. Co-host, the floor is yours for a couple seconds.
Actually, I want to do a personal shout out to Hefty. He asked me to do something last week I didn't do. I figured, fuck it, this week I might as well. So this one is just for Hefty. Because, see, what you got to do is find yourself a free range chicken. I don't care how or where. You can buy it or hunt it down with a knife. Whatever you do, you treat the animal with respect. He asked me to do the. You guys were trying to get me to do the Christopher Walken voice last week, so I figured why not start the week like that, or this week's episode like that.
Nothing wrong with that. That works. And we are live on Facebook. I remember to check it. It is live across the board on YouTube and Facebook.
Very nice.
You can follow the links on either or. Starting next week, I'm going to start including the links to Tom and Amy's Paranormal Mysteries that we do on Friday, Carrie's show that she does on TikToks Saturdays and Sundays, and my Instagram for my toy collection. Because if you haven't noticed, I am a nerd. So I will add those in the links. Hopefully next week we'll have an intro and an outro. So we're going to feel more like an actual show and not just two assholes randomly talking. Excuse my French.
That's just normally what we were.
Yeah, most of the time. But today we're going to be talking about the state of the world because it is a f***ed place everywhere. Not just overseas, not just here, not just Mexico, Canada. Everywhere is a little messed up.
Actually, Mexico's doing pretty well. Other than, the cartels and the migration stuff, they're actually doing a bit better than America.
Soon all of them will be here and there'll be no one in Mexico.
Well, they're not Mexicans that are coming to America. Yeah, there's small waves of them, but they're Hondurans, Ecuadorians, Venezuelans, Guatemalans.
Crap.
They're the Latin American people. They're not Mexicans.
Oh, I know. I was just saying because try this again. It's attached to South America, so what I mean is as they all move up, everything's gonna just empty and everyone will just be here.
I mean, we're technically attached to South America too.
Yeah, technically. I mean, because the Mexico went down and whatnot. Yeah. Well, you got to ruin my science. I had a joke there.
There was no science behind that.
I have a weird one for you. Have you ever noticed that the star on the back of the Republican sign is upside down, like the mark of the devil? You got the little horns, the ears, and the goat beard. But yet the Democrats are the crazy ones. But
I mean, they're both crazy.
They're holding everyone back from doing anything.
They're both crazy.
Oh, I'm not saying that. And before we keep going on this, we're not trying to offend anyone. I am a firm believer that this is America and it should be run the way it should be run. Like everyone should be free, do your shit, who you want to be. I don't care about politics, none of that bullshit. I've actually never voted in my life because I don't see the point.
I've actually voted every presidential election since
if you say
I think Obama's second term.
I'll say if you say Bush, I'm going to smack you because you weren't old enough to vote for Bush.
Yeah, no. But, hey, on that note, he was honestly the last Republican.
He was the last one before they all went a little wonky wonk. He
was a little?
Normal one.
He was also entertaining to listen to and watch.
I used to do a really good Bush impression back in the day.
Can you still do it?
Let's see. I haven't done it in a long time, so let me remember how to do this. We're going to go overseas. I want to get them terrorizers, and we're going to bring them freedom because that's what everyone deserves. It's freedom. It's a little off. It's not as good.
A little. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's not one of those ones I do all the time. It's probably one of the fewer voices I do. Like my Squidward. I don't do Squidward. My Meatwad, my Schmeagle, and my Lilo, or not Lilo, but my Stitch are still like spot on. But I do those constantly, so. I'll just be at work and I'll be like, I'm not to do no cheeseburger. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna roll my ass out of here. gonna go that way. And then as I come back up the thing, I'm all, shut up, brings us the precious meat needs the precious. And then Stitch in the background will be all, oh, Benjamin is over there, I'm gonna get you. So see, I still do those ones all right.
Well, yeah, they're all variations on each other. That's it.
Yeah, and it's what I always tell someone when they ask, like, how do you do that? I was like, it just depends on where you put your tongue in the roof of your mouth. Like, depending where I put it is how I get those sounds out. I have been trying to redo my Cartman because I used to have a really good Cartman.
I know.
And I've been trying to get back to it, but see, God damn it, now I'm stuck in Stitch mode. But it's really hard to get that low register that I used to get. Not that my voice is deep like this.
I mean, like, anymore, like, I just do my normal stuff, you know, the accents, whatnot.
Yeah.
And of course, the one I sent you the videos of, the American Beer Man, or American Beer Man, I should say.
I'm just trying to see.
Anyways,
Comments were missing. That's all. No comments. Oh shit! I forgot to send the link to Adam to send to Tui. Give me a second, everyone. I have to remember so much stuff. I work way too much. Smarty pants. You talking, Mr. Co-host?
anyway, crap, I forgot where my train of thought was going.
Well, we are talking about the state of the world, so that's where
That's right.
We always do, get on a random tangent.
To be honest, if you really look at it, both parties do suck.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I like either or because I honestly don't. They have one job. They're supposed, and I'm not trying to sound like a dick. They're supposed to work for us and make things better for us. But yet, at the end of the day, it seems like only they get better. They get more money. They get more this, and we're still going, please, sir, I like Samoa.
More?
How dare you?
No, like, if you really look at it, though, it's not the fact, it's just inherent in a two-party system, not in a multi-party system.
Yeah, like,
because the problem is that everyone's like, oh, American democracy, American democracy, American democracy. We're not a democracy. We're a republic. Mm-hmm. If we were a democracy, our voices would have more power.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be electing people to speak for us that don't speak for us.
Exactly. We'd be saying what we want to say.
And that's what people forget is that America's not a democracy. It's a republic.
I believe in democracy in the republic. Sorry, Star Wars.
No, you're good.
Have you seen real quick?
Emperor Palpatine.
The new TV shows they have on Disney about those?
Yes and no. I can watch some of The Mandalorian.
I love The Mandalorian. I need another tea. I'll be right back. Talks amongst yourself. Yeah, just leave everyone there with you not saying a word. How fun is that?
What?
I said, yeah, just leave everyone there staring at your face, not saying anything. You could at least tell them a story. I can hear you.
What? Why not?
I don't know.
I'm always nice to stare at.
I feel like it's random and mean, just going. I'm waiting for him to.
I wasn't. That was all.
Wait. I think I'm not. I gotta really tinker with that new camera. Oh, sorry, I'm readjusting my chair. It ran over my sweatpants, so I kind of got stuck. Ugh. So, besides that, seriously, like.
Oh, damn. My eyes.
So, at work, I play the news when I first get to work. So we just got a Roku box hooked up to one of the TVs in the kitchen for work. So I come in at 5. I turn on the local news for like sports, weather, and whatnot. And then I let like the Today Show keep going because I just put it on NBC.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Just standing there listening to people talk about this happening and this happening. I'm just like, and everyone wonders why I don't go out. Like, this is the most human interaction I'll get all the rest of the week. This and when I do Tom and Amy's show on Friday. I don't go out.
I mean, I don't know how many times from last year to now that my kids' schools had gun threats.
Haley was on the lockdown not too long ago because somebody was walking around outside of her school.
No, like they actually arrested a kid just, I think, a week and a half ago.
That's insane.
Last year, it was almost every other week. And these are like middle schoolers and high schoolers threatening all three of the school campuses, including the elementary.
That's crazy. My friend's kid the other day had something like that. Like, he came home from school, told his mom about it, and she let him stay home the next day. Like, shit, I ain't making you go. I don't blame her. It's terrifying. Like, that's the one place your kids should feel safe other than your house. Like, they should be safe to do whatever they want, play, be with their friends, learn some shit, but they should feel safe, not have to worry about, is this the day I'm going to die at 15? Like, kids should not have to think of these things.
But that's also part of the issue with the country is that, unfortunately, you have one side of the whole government saying, oh, no, everyone needs a gun. Everyone needs this. Everyone needs that. And it's just like, that's what's making honestly, the crisis existentially worse.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's just the failure to keep the people safe, to keep the next generation safe. All because we have old ass people in the fucking government who want to believe in one exact thing, one exact interpretation, didn't realize that, times change.
Yeah. And that's the weird thing. And I think that's the thing, like, not us so much as, and I hate that I have to admit that I'm a millennial in any way, but I mean, I think we think like that because we seen when the world was like really good, like from, I want to say 1990 to like 2000 was like the most beautiful 10 years this country ever had. Like, we were doing really good. So we saw how good we could do. And now we're at a place where we're like, hey, I was promised everything. I get the short stick? Nuh-uh.
You also got to realize it's a failure for the older generations to realize that we're just trying to help and change things when they're trying to pass the baton off onto us, but off onto the generation after us, who I'm sorry is
a hot mess.
Yeah, Gen Zers are a hot mess. We'll put it that way.
And that's being polite. And I'm not saying all millennials are bad. And that's the thing. A lot of like anyone when they talk
any
about
generation has its good and bad.
All of them into it. They don't realize there's like different degrees of each one of these generations who learn something different because they're either the first batch or the last batch. So each one knows something different. So
I'm the part of the last batch of the millennials. I know what you mean.
I'm a part of the second, third.
81 to 96. So you would be like midway through.
So yeah, I'm like halfway through. So that's why I'm weird and different.
You'd be actually closer to my batch than the older batch.
Yeah. I mean, there's only 6 years between you and I. So,
I
mean, it's not like it's a big change between that. So, sorry, everyone who's watching. I'm very stiff today. Oh, I don't know why either.
That's what she said. Get out of the dresser.
That's why I can't wait till this works, because then I can do clapping and the chimey bells. Like, this is going to do all that fun stuff. So this will make the show even more fun. So weirdly enough, I am actually turning this into a TV show or into a talk show. So that should be fun. Uh-oh, somebody
just without a live audience in the studio presently.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, no, and a lot of the issues, honestly, it all really stems from 9/11, from 2001.
Because we weren't prepared. Like,
nope.
There was no
We had signs. Yeah. The government actually admitted they had intelligence and signs that it could happen and stuff, and they ignored it.
Yeah, because who at the time would believe that would actually happen to us? Like, we were basically Olympus on the top. Like, who's going to attack Zeus, yo?
It's the same thing with FDR. He had information about Pearl Harbor happening.
Mm-hmm.
He ignored it, and it happened.
Because who thinks
it's just the same? It also goes to the fact of what just happened with Israel and Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
We warned them, hey, Hamas is getting ready to attack you, and they ignored us.
They probably didn't, like I just said about us, they probably didn't actually think it was going to happen. They're
like, yeah, no, they didn't.
Do that? And then now they're all, we fucked up.
And now it's getting ready to spill into a wider conflict. Like, Israel's bombed Lebanon and stuff, going after Hezbollah. Mm-hmm. Iran's threatening to go after Israel. It's like Saudi Arabia, the UAE are just kind of like,
yeah, that's a powder keg just waiting to explode. And then you got Russia and Ukraine still. And I know he's getting to the point where he's getting real fucking like mad. So he's going to do something stupid too.
And he's already more than willingly said he'd drop a nuke on Ukraine.
Yeah. And that's the thing about that. I get we have this bomb. It should be more of a deterrent than an actual thing we use. It should be more like, I don't want to do this, but if you press the wrong bear, I'm gonna drop it on you.
And that's the thing. That's another thing with the whole nuclear weapon. People are like, "Oh, Americans are pious and self-righteous when it comes to nuke." No, we're the ones who created it. We're the only ones who ever actually use it in a war. Us and the Japanese are really the only two people that understand the full capabilities of it.
And
so us and Japan have full right to tell people to shut the fuck up and sit down with it.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, they don't realize it's not just who you're going to kill in that moment. It's what you're going to do to the little blue ball we call home. And for anyone who watches It's a Flat Earther, it's a blue ball, not a piece of paper.
It's not a ball.
I know.
It's an elliptical circle because it's a little fatter in the center.
What's that word?
Just like you.
Neil deGrasse Tyson uses. Oblate. I like that. Oblate.
Oblate. Yeah, oblate.
It's a good word.
Sphere. I couldn't think of the damn word, to be honest, but it's an oblate sphere, yeah. Because it's a little fatter in the center, like you.
Exactly. I got a dad bod, yo. Don't judge. I like food.
Who doesn't like food? I cook good food.
Fasting. They don't like food. They're fasting. They don't want to eat.
Anyways. But yeah, no, it's... And the worst part is we have a psychopath running again to come back into power again, who already shows authoritarian tendencies, who already has pretty much said he wants to disband the Constitution, who has no qualms about using nukes, who has no qualms about hurting people just to get his own means, because he has a small...
Pinky?
Yeah, Pinky. That's what we're going to go with.
Yeah, I saw him doing not a tour. What the hell is that thing that they called when they go to states and do their thing?
A rally?
That's the word I'm searching for. And I saw one online the other day, and he was talking about how if he wins again, first day, what he's going to do. And he's like, I'm shipping all the Mexicans back. He's going to turn back gay marriage, transgender rights, and all that. I'm like, dude, who are you? What he
wants to do is model us after Putin's Russia. And people are okay with it.
If he wins again, I wouldn't be surprised if the entire country falls and we become a full authoritarian country,
full authoritarian state,
1984 shit, straight up.
Oh no, yeah. He also wants to roll back women's rights.
Yep.
And see, that's the thing that the Democrats can't do anything about it. Because it's such a centralized power system that without a majority of anything, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that they do anything anyways, because half the time when they have full majority, they don't do anything still.
I was listening to the news today, and I was listening to some of the other Republicans talk about the small batch that are still all about Trump, and they're like,
Gats.
We got put in here to work. None of you want
Green
to work.
Tyler or whatever
wants to work. I'm like, that makes sense. I mean, I kind of agree
Jim
with that.
Jordan.
Oh, God.
Believe me, I can sit here and name off a few names.
He's... And then there's what?
Marjorie Green Taylor.
No, it's Marcus,
or Taylor Green.
Marcus Taylor Green. Get it right.
I know that lady has a stronger jawline than most men I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Put a black hood on her and she'd be Emperor Palpatine. Yes, release your anger, release your hate. Oh, we went from 2 zeros to 0.
Let the hate flow through you. Okay.
We had 3 views, it went down to 2, and then once I started doing the Empire or the Emperor joke, it went right back down to 0. I'm like, oh, people.
People will watch it later.
Yeah, I get more views after we get done. So,
but
I mean, it does matter. Don't take it the wrong way. I love everyone watching. And
I'm going to throw this out there. The reason I'm bashing on both parties because, like I said, yeah, I'm registered as a Democrat and I vote within that, but I'm not a Democrat.
Yeah,
I'm what Bernie Sanders calls himself. I am a democratic socialist, and before I get flack for that and hatred for that, socialism is actually defined as the idea of the people. It It's not what Venezuela is or fucking
No, that's
Cuba
what
or
happens
any
when
of that.
somebody who's corrupt takes over. That's
Yes.
the difference. If you put someone in charge who actually knows what they're doing and the
We-
correct way of doing it, it wouldn't go the same way.
We've had a socialist president, and people forget that.
I didn't know that. Who was it?
FDR, Social Security, Medicaid, or food
right.
stamps, all that stuff was the idea of helping the people, the idea of the people. He was a socialist president. He wasn't, he was
Stiff today.
voted in as a Democrat, but he was a socialist president. He
Yeah.
took everything. He created TWA, everything that he could to help build the country, to help the people out.
Mhm.
He didn't give a damn about the rich. He was helping the
No.
people. He was a socialist president.
He was. I totally forgot about that till just now. So yeah, you're right.
Eisenhower, a Republican, was also partially a socialist. He created the interstate system we have now to help trade, to help the people out, to help create business.
So you didn't have to take every godforsaken back road to get to where you need to go.
Exactly. JFK and LBJ both were socialist presidents.
I feel bad for
Civil
LBJ.
rights movement.
He got a short hand with that one, poor guy.
Who, JFK?
No, LBJ, because he took
Oh, yeah.
over for JFK. Like, to this day, like, anybody I've ever heard talk about him just talks trash. I'm just like, but it's not his fault what happened. Like, he didn't kill Kennedy.
That we know of. No.
That's a show we should do. I have a lot of theories on JFK's death.
I do too. That will be one for later. But
Definitely.
like even
Maybe a Thursday get
JFK and LBJ both had socialist tendencies. Voting Rights Act.
Mhm.
Hell, going all the way back to the founder of the Republican Party, Lincoln, was a socialist president too.
Not Abe Lincoln.
Right.
I actually knew that one. Actually, that was one of the main ones I knew. All
Yeah.
the rest, I knew some of them, but not all of them.
And that's because, the idea of the people. He helped free the slaves.
Yeah.
Wasn't his intent when he got elected. He was just pissed off at the South, but
At least he did the right thing at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
we'll look at it that way. We'll give him that credit. He did the right thing at the end of the day. I mean, he
you know,
could.
from what I remember of watching stuff about him, he lived for like a day after he was shot in the head.
That's a shame. I like him and JFK are two I've always wondered if there are multiple universes, if they didn't die, how those Earths are compared to ours, where they got the full term of Lincoln and the full term of Kennedy. And if Robert didn't get shot, so it was John and then Robert, John got 8 years and Robert got 8 years, how everything would have turned out.
Speaking of batshit crazy people, how about RFK Jr.?
He got killed by the Clintons.
No, I'm talking about the one running right now for president. RFK.
Is that the one who all of us didn't think he's from the South? Is it that one with the really southern accent? Or is that
I don't know. It's the one that's running as an independent. He wasn't. He was running against Biden. Now he's running as an independent.
I don't know. I'll have to look him up. I don't know anything about him, actually. I didn't even know there was an.
He's an anti-vaxxer.
I know who you're talking about. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Never mind. That's all I needed. Now I'm like, nope.
And everyone's like, he's not. Like, everyone straight up admitted he's not Republican nor Democrat.
He's just a bit weird.
He's like, but I'm a Kennedy. It's like,
yeah, you're not the ones that we like. You're not the Kennedy we like. No, sorry, buddy. Like, you're not. You're just not what we want.
Nobody's what we want. It's all old white men.
I think there should be an age limit. Like, if you hit 62, we'll say
65, since that's technically the retirement age.
Yeah, like, I don't want to see Mitch McConnell. I mean, and that's the same thing with the presidency as well. Like, you shouldn't be able to be president after 65, because it is a proven fact. The older we get, we always start losing something. We may not go full, like, forgetful, but things don't shoot the way they should. And when you're in that job with that responsibilities, you should not be having to sit there and go,
Senators should have 2 terms, so 12 years total.
I agree with that.
Representatives should have 4 terms.
That's what, 8 years, right?
Yes.
Hi, Billy.
And then
Chat.
there should be an age limit on the entire government. Supreme Court justices shouldn't have as much power as they have and have as much opaque jurisdiction over everything because half the time we don't even know what they're doing.
Seriously, I agree with that too. Like, I don't know, like the more, like, I'm not a big news person, so before anyone's like, oh, they're just spewing out all the news that they see, that's the only news I know. Like, I don't follow this stuff because, for one, I'm not interested in any way. Like, I know everything sucks, and I know nobody cares what I think or have to say about it. So why waste my time going through it? So what I do know is the things I know, and I know we're in a bad place.
I'm an avid news follower. I am.
I know.
I haven't been so much lately, but
kind of
most of the stuff I'm saying isn't from the news. My opinions.
I know, but you know how other people are. They see like, oh, they're
just, no, I know. That's why I'm stating it on.
We're actually
stating it.
Discussion about what we see in the world and what we think could change and make things better. If
Mm-hmm.
not for me, at least my kids and his kids and everyone else's kids who's watching. Like, it's not about us anymore. We fucked up. We did our own thing. We got to live with it. It's the small ones who are just going to get the keys to the castle now. They are the ones we should be going, no. We need to make things better for them. And that's where our grandparents and our parents all failed us. They told us we got out of the world, but nobody did anything to make it happen. We have the chance to change all that and let it happen for them. I'd rather see my kids way further ahead in their life than I'll ever get. I'd be totally fine with that.
Oh, yeah. But the problem also comes down to the fact that the older two generations than us are the ones still running it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they need to start cycling them out and putting people like us, not us, but, our age bracket who have seen the world, who've lived through the world to go, now I need to go fix these things. I need to do this. I need to do that.
Yeah, because if you look at it, the oldest part of our generation's in their 40s now.
Yeah.
The youngest part is almost 30.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're getting to that point, too. It's like, but we were never handed anything to say.
Yeah.
And we were told to sit down and shut up.
And we can't wait till, like, we're in our 50s and 60s to do it. Like, it's something we need to actively do now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we wait that long, just like our parents did and our grandparents did, it's just going to repeat, and no one's ever going to get better. I'm not saying everyone needs to be rich. I mean, there's got to be
a balance
of, you got these people here, these people here, these people there, so forth and so on. But you got to bring an equal balance to all of it. You can't be...
You got to take the pyramid and flip it.
Exactly.
You got to start with the base. You can't build a pyramid from the point. No, I know what you were trying to say. That's why I'm saying it that way. I'm like, you can't build a pyramid from the point. You got to build it from the base.
Exactly. And they got to
upside down diamond is a
great movie, by the way. I haven't watched that movie in forever. Those of you who don't
I still make that reference to this day, no matter what.
I work with a guy named Sean, and occasionally I call him Sean Sugar Daddy Dugan when I see him, because that's his last name. So I'm like, Sean Sugar Daddy Dugan. He's like, where's that from? I'm like, a movie. You'll never watch it. Don't worry about it. It's not for you.
It's actually a very obscure movie anymore.
Oliver Platt's in it, and he plays Jimmy King, one of the greatest pro wrestlers of our time. He even dresses like a girl to hide from the mob. Or not the mob, but what's his name? Titus Sinclair, who was supposed to be Eric Bischoff.
And of course, that's DDP.
Did you hear me?
Huh?
Said, do you hear me? Hefty! Can you see it on your screen? There you go. I couldn't, you don't answer me.
Yeah, I don't, unless you put it on, like, public, I can't see.
Better?
There you go.
That's it. That's all we got. It's 2 so far. So we're doing good. Hey. Hey. Like I said, I don't care if you watch it live or you watch it tomorrow, the next day. Just know we actually enjoy doing this, and we actually would hope everyone engage more in the comments, chat with us, because we want to hear you guys too. Like, we want to know what you think. If you think we're full of shit and stupid, please tell us. Like, we don't care.
And believe it or not, we're actually biologically brothers.
We are. Though he was adopted. That will just spew tea all over my computer. Thanks.
He was hatched from an egg.
I'm a Velociraptor.
Um,
Real quick, if any of you are out there and you're trying to look for a drink, I'm not paid to do this, but I'm very stuck to this now. The Grim Leafer Liquid Death tea is fucking fire. So if you get a chance to drink it, definitely try it. And they don't pay me for it. It's just really good.
It's me, everyone.
Hi, Kat.
Hi.
just me and Josh this week.
Where's the
Oh.
kiddo?
I'm so sorry.
Yay!
Rebo.
Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to actually show the name on live shows.
That's why I said I'm drinking it, but they don't pay me for it. That way, if someone sees it, they can't be like, "Oh no!" I'm like, "No, I said you didn't sponsor me."
To be honest,
Enjoy your beverage. Though, if you would like to sponsor our show every week, we'll totally be down for it. Red Bull.
honestly, this is probably.
Which one's that? The dragon fruit one?
Oh yeah,
I haven't had that one. I really don't drink
that one's good.
anymore.
Actually, out of all the energy drinks, Red Bull is actually the best for like compared to the
Why
others.
did you do yellow? That does not complement your skin tone whatsoever.
That was the point.
It's yellow.
And here goes the lights.
Yeah. Excuse me.
That one's a little better.
Put on the red light so we know he's in the red light district. Oh, yeah, I can do that.
He won't let me sell him, so
Red light.
okay, here.
Red light district. Right. Well, don't go red too.
There we go. More of the red light district.
That's actually weird that I turned green in the red light. That's a little weird. Sorry, people. We like having fun here. That's why the show's called Random Nonsense, because it's random. And it's nonsense.
There we go.
There, that's better. Now I feel like me again. I can see everything. Oh, so what do you think about? Not remember where my train of thought was going. Where it's at.
There we go. That one
I was
compliments
talking to
you.
somebody at work today, and he's a religious person. I'm not gonna say what kind because it's religion, and nobody really needs to know. But him and I got talking, and he goes, "Have you ever read the Book of Revelations?" I go, "My grandmother used to read it to me as a bedtime story." I was like, "I know it."
No, see, you gotta have a bedtime story. I gotta have like a conversion attempt because for some reason growing up, she always thought, being born Jewish, even if you were raised in a Catholic household, you were still Jewish. But either way.
Him and I were talking about it, and I know most of the stuff that happens. He goes,
Yeah.
If the mosque goes down, it's the real sign of the end of the world. I go, I know, I'm totally waiting for that to happen because someone's going to get really antsy over there real soon, and it's not going to end well for anyone over there.
I mean, I have a very controversial view.
You're allowed.
Tell everyone to get the fuck out of Jerusalem, put a nuke in the middle of it, and just blow the son of a bitch up.
Seems a little bit harsh. A little harsh.
They wouldn't have anything to fight over, would they?
And that's the problem with having the three major religions fighting for land. I mean, it's just impossible for any of them to get along because all of them believe that all of their religions are right. And I'm not saying anyone is wrong or right. Like,
I'm not either.
Yeah,
I'm not even trying to say anything bad about the other religions. I'm not. I'm just saying.
I'm just covering our butt with everything going on. Last thing I want somebody going, I can't believe you guys said that. I'm like, we're just.
If it's any consolation, if anybody watching or is going to watch in the future, I was raised Catholic. I'm heritage Ashkenazi Jew, but I practice Buddhism. So there's your conundrum for the day.
I was raised Catholic, and this is my favorite book that I own. So, see, we all go our own way. It doesn't matter. But, like, it's just, I can't even imagine, like, having to share that much land with someone thinks you're inferior because their God said you are. Even though their God didn't actually say it was, but the way they interpret what they read makes it that so.
Even though Jehovah, God, and Allah are all the same three. They're all the same.
Pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they're all descended from Judaism. The two are descended from Judaism.
Yep.
And the Jewish books, the Torah and everything, is technically descended from the Epic of Gilgamesh, written by the Sumerians.
Yeah. Which, if you watch Ancient Aliens, they were led by aliens. They helped them.
The Jewish people are that old. They've been around since the Sumerians.
I know.
That's why it's funny when everyone's like, "Oh, let's kill off the Jews." Obviously, we've been doing something right to last this long.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, you
The
had to
Sumerians,
wonder if
the Sumerians are gone. The Babylonians are gone.
the Mayans are gone.
Aztecs, hell,
Yeah.
even the Romans are technically gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, they're Italian now, but you know what I mean.
You're like actual Romans.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Jews, we've outlasted everyone except for the Chinese and the Indians. And I'm talking like Southeast Indians, not. I don't want people to think I'm talking about like North American natives.
I knew what you meant. I'm pretty sure that came out with what you were explaining.
I just feel like I have to explain it because people are sensitive nowadays.
It's really sad that I was just thinking that in my head. I'm like, I really feel bad that when we get talking, I have to like throw in a disclaimer every time. Like, we're just talking. We're like explaining how our point of views are. We're not trying to be dicks to anyone. Like, this is just.
And we're not trying to come across as like saying anyone's inferior. Because you want to know the only thing that's inferior in this world is the human species as a whole.
I agree with that.
We are one of the smartest creatures, but we're one of the dumbest creatures.
And the most violent.
Yeah.
We are really the most violent to one another, which I get, I guess, to a certain aspect. Like I get it. Like, if you get into a fight, you hit someone, but like getting a gun and walking into a school and shooting kids, that's
too much.
Yeah,
that's too
different.
much.
Like, that's another level of violence that just escalates way too fast and way too quick. I mean, the amount, like, I don't remember. I'll have to look it up again. I looked it up before, how many school shootings have happened. And it had like the list of every year and how many there was and whatnot. Till about 1990-ish in there, it started becoming more of an actual thing that happened. There was like one every now and again, like the 1800s or whatnot. And it was just like something's dumb, like one person got hurt, one person died, whatnot. But now when you look at it, how many people are losing their own children over somebody who gets made fun of in school, someone who's got some mental health problems? Like, these are things we should try to address and help out before they happen. So like, when your kid comes home crying because someone's being mean to them, don't tell them to just blow it off. Like, talk to your child, get to like the root of the problem and try to help them before it escalates to a point where you're like, I didn't know he was that unhappy.
That's what we tell I'm not going to use my kids' names fully on this. You know this. That's what we tell my oldest, and that's we're telling the middle one.
Yeah, like, if you got to talk to me. I want to know what's going on in your head, because I don't want you stewing, because when you're a kid, those emotions are so different than when you are as an adult.
You have more.
You find ways to handle it, whether it's drugs, alcohol, painting. Yeah, there's things that everyone does to, bring themselves down.
Petting a cat.
Kid, you don't know. Fuzzy kitty. We do go kitty.
He's the one I was telling to get out of the dresser. But yeah, no, it's also a failure on society as a whole too.
Oh no!
Give me a second. My stuff's about to turn off, which means my light's gonna go out. But we give all this pressure to kids and stuff to be perfect, to do it this way, to do it that way. All that. And it's ridiculous. Like, we've had a couple incidences where they've told my oldest, "Oh, you need to wear a dress. You need to be more girl-like. That's not a ladylike thing to do."
Who are
I'm sitting here going,
tell your kid what to wear.
And it's like, she's girly as it is, but she'll get down and play rough, and like, she's beating the crap out of boys and stuff.
Yeah. Like, seriously,
we've heard this on several occasions from the school she's in, that she needs to be more ladylike. And it's like, no, she needs to be more of a kid.
Yeah. Me and my friend were talking about it just the other day. We're talking about how kids should grow up with Barbies and G.I. Joes, whether they're a boy or a girl.
They got car.
It keeps that balance where, like, they're not like over and that's a bad word, not masculine. What's the word I'm searching for?
No, you're right. Masculine and feminine.
Yeah, it keeps that balance where one's not too high and one's not too low, or vice versa. And
It makes them aware of everything.
And better.
You're drooling on me, dude.
Hey, I've always been a firm believer. You talk to your kids like they're an actual person, not just your kid or a child. You talk to them like with my oldest. I've never had to yell at her. I've never had to like do the you mind your bit like nothing. I've always sat down to like, what's going on? Let's talk. And we've talked about everything. We still do today. Never had to yell at this kid once. And she outshines me in everything she does. She's amazing. She's the best kid I could have ever asked for.
Like my girls, they have toy cars, they have toy dinosaurs, Barbies, a dollhouse, baby dolls, and like all this mix of stuff. And
that's what we did with my oldest. I used to give her all of my old wrestlers. I had Hot Wheels. She had her Dora stuff, her Barbies, her Care Bears, plus whatever I gave her, and we would sit on the floor and play with all of them. Like, I think it helps your kid's mind develop more too. It gives them more options for their own imagination and creativity to be whoever they want to be, because that's the point in life, to figure out who you are and be who you want to be. Who am I to tell any of my kids to be what I want them to be? I don't even know what I want to do, and I'm 37. Like, this is the first thing I've done in a long time. I'm like, okay, I could do this every day. Like, I love doing this. But it's like, it took me this long to find it. I don't want them to be in their 30s and going, what do I want to do with my life? I want them to be happy doing anything they want to do. I don't care what it is.
And that's the one thing I'm happy about. I did figure out what I wanted to do. It's just, I need to finish it because I haven't finished it yet.
For those of you at home who don't know, he wants to be a stripper, a Chippendale. Are you referring to your book, good sir?
I'm referring. Well, I mean, I would love to finish that. I have to rewrite the whole thing again. But I'm referring to that and the fact that with finishing my degree, dude.
Oh yeah, I always forget that you do that. I really do. I honestly forget, but I forget everything. So my bad.
What happens when you get older?
Shut up.
I don't remember. I have
CRS.
Thank you.
Too. Remember that either.
And January.
Oh no! Oh, there he is. I thought we lost you for a minute. You blacked out and then popped right back in.
Yeah, same with you on my side.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Sorry, everyone. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. I have a stutter. Some words are harder than others. It really is.
That's why I avoid certain letters.
Hey, I mean, to go back to what we were just talking about, kids coming home crying and shit. Try doing this your entire life. I can't even tell you how many times I come off the bus weeping like a little girl because kids are assholes and they hurt. They're really mean to you. And that's the thing. It's like, I could have turned that around and been like this big dick and asshole, but I actually turned around and became probably nicer than most people in our family.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over the top nice. I'm patient.
You are generally nicer than me.
Yeah. And just because I know what it feels like for someone to put you down every day and make you feel like shit.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I understand it too because of my size. I've never been a big person.
You're the little man. Little.
But I took it in a different way and turned it around and started being an asshole.
Yeah. Hey, everyone
that was my defense.
Niche, and that's the thing. Like, you got to find what protects you the most in doing so that way you're the most comfortable being you.
It also gave me the weird sense of humor I have too.
Well, we both have a weird sense of humor. Danielle. That's a lot of D's all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're used to taking a lot of D's.
But
Yes, I got one in. There we go. Now we're good for the show.
Wait till this thing is on. It has the applause button. Just wait.
Oh my god.
Just wait.
Hey, you gotta admit, that's the first time I've made any joke like that today, so I at least got one in.
Came in. He's so pretty.
So pretty.
So pretty.
Add into the army of the ones.
I mean, the ones I can see. Watch your tail, you big love.
No, knock everything over.
That's why I kicked him out earlier. Hey, bud. Wait, hold on.
He likes playing with 6-inch
This is
men.
the Jacksons. This is my boy. Give my good boy Jackson.
Look, Leno. No, Leno, look. Cross-eyed kitty.
Oh.
Oh, what a pretty kitty. Make him sit. You gonna hang
He's
out?
very patient with me.
Yeah, I'm cooking dinner.
Others not so much.
Real quick.
Oh, fair enough.
Anyways,
Anywho.
you
Hey, watch your tail. Get out. Sorry, everyone. Get out, Smelly. He heard you.
you're fine. I was yelling at my cat to get out of the dresser, so
I know he heard me say outside.
Excuse me. Yeah,
it's only fair.
goofball dog.
Yeah, but it gives you wings.
See you in a minute.
Daddy.
No, you.
We're having
Plano, get out of the camera. Plano.
homemade Italian spaghetti meatballs.
Ooh, nice.
Mm.
That sounds like a good dinner.
Mm-hmm.
See, you're having issues with your dog knocking toys over. I had a cat getting in the camera and knocking my phone over.
I'm not surprised by that in any way. I mean, that's what cats do. They're kind of buttholes.
Oh, it's because I started petting him, then I stopped, so then he wanted to get my attention. That's the way he does it.
That's actually one of my favorite memes online. That if the world was flat, cats would knock everything off of it.
Right?
It's like, yeah. Because they're that asshole who, like, sees something and they're like, you want me to touch that? Want me to touch it? Oh, there it goes. And then it's on the ground. Cats are cool.
This
though.
one,
Cool.
we have to watch the kid's homework with because he'll shred it apart. He loves paper.
So can your kids actually go to school and say their cat ate their homework?
They're not going to believe my kid.
I would take a picture of it and send it to the
Oh,
teacher.
I would.
The cat really ate her homework.
No, that's the cool thing with I do give this school a lot of credit for. The teachers do directly communicate if there's an issue.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, they don't have me on it, but for some reason, because especially in this area, you know, dads aren't supposed to be a part of their kid's life. But they have like Kathy's stuff and
Okay.
everything, so they get a hold of her. Like
Well,
directly, like if one of them has an issue at school or they need to let us know what's going on and stuff.
Mhm.
But
That's
they're
nice.
not really that likely to get a hold of me because I have
Yeah, I understand. So weirdly enough, I have a funny story for you. So when I was getting all this set up so we could go live here in a little bit, I'm doing the shit on my computer, get a text on my phone. I look, it's my oldest, and she goes, "Can I ask you something?" I go, "Sure, what's up?" She goes, "If I went to jail, would you bail me out?" And my first thought is, what did you do? Like, what is going on? Why are you asking Dad if I'm going to bail you out? And I'm like, why? She goes, "It's just a question." I'm like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Dad, it's just a question." So I'm like, and I think about it, and I just respond to her. I'm like, "I'd sell everything I own to get you out." And she texts me back. She's like, "Dad, I love you." And I was like, what a weird fucking question. Make my brain start going, did somebody touch her? Did she hit somebody? Did she get in a fight? Like, why are you asking me this specific question? And I'm like,
I've told my kids I'd bail them out. If it was a stupid ass reason though, they're stuck for a day at least.
it depends on the stupid reason.
Like if they beat the crap out of somebody for no reason, oh no, your ass is staying in there. I'm not paying the money for that.
I understand.
But if they're defending themselves, oh hell no, I'll find a way to get them out.
I get that. Yeah. I mean, like if they're getting in a fight and whatnot or something like that, it's definitely different.
It depends on the situation, really.
Yeah. I agree.
Speaking of which, for the state of the country, also too, the
Oh,
prison system's fucked.
yeah, you should watch some of the John Oliver ones he does about it. Like, there's things about the prison system I didn't know. It's so bad.
Oh, I know.
I was like, are you serious? Like, what was the one? He just did one about healthcare the other day. And it was talking about how, like, there's a lot of prisons that don't have healthcare or whatnot.
Mhm.
How people, their point of view is that they played their cards. Now they have to live with it. No, some of them are in there for misunderstandings. Not all of them are violent, raping monsters. Some of them just made the wrong choice in life and are trying to rebuild their life. You can't condemn all of them without,
But once you go, it follows you for life. Believe me.
Oh, I know. It's fault. Like, if you live in the state of Florida, which I know because of John Oliver, you can't vote at all. You can go to a court and you can try to prove that you've got a job, you've changed your life, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're helping the community. They can still just basically tell you to go F off.
There's there's a lot of states like that actually that don't allow felons to vote. But here's another thing. There's now granted by I think it was either district court or Supreme Court that allows people who've been convicted with domestic violence stuff to still own guns. But people can't vote.
I'm coming. I need another tea. I'm pounding these teas down like they're beer. It's like my fourth one. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom after the show.
I was gonna say you're gonna have to go to the bathroom bad.
But they're so good. Like sometimes I just like take a drink and I'm like, oh, I'm taking another, and the next thing I know, the can's empty, and I'm like, damn it, I want more tea.
The only reason I grabbed that beer was to do that stuff in the green room earlier.
The beer man.
Mark Butterman.
I'll drink my water. I'm a beer man.
Drink Budweiser. Not get back to shit.
Don't drink the Corona.
MAGA. 2024.
So,
Anyway.
Mr. Daniel, what are we doing next week? I hear you have a surprise for me.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be an interesting one. Like
Enlighten people.
if he actually does get on, it'll be interesting. I'm pretty sure he will.
Well, like I said, enlighten the people. What's next week's show going to be about?
Next week's show will actually be a show about anime. Of a guest from where I work, most likely, as long as he shows up.
He's more than
I call him the kid because he's young, a lot younger than even me now. Holy crap.
Mr. 30.
Mr. Almost 40.
I'm 37, bitch. Get it right. I still got 3 more years. I'm not 40 yet.
Oh, believe me, Kathy rubs it in every time. She's like, "Aren't you 30?" I'm like, "Aren't you about to be 30?" She's like, "So."
See, that's the weird thing. Like, as a kid, you know this. The thought about getting to like my 20s and my 30s and so forth and so on would physically make me sick. Like,
I know, I used to do it to you all the time.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Ask him. Like, I would gag. I'd be like, ugh, oh God. Like, it would
we're tied.
upset.
I used to be like, "Aren't you gonna be 30 soon? Aren't you gonna be?" I think there's a few times you actually did physically puke.
Yep. And now I've gotten to the age now where I'm like, my hair goes gray tomorrow. I'm down. It all falls out. I'm down. Shit happens.
I keep telling Kathy to stop pulling the white hairs out of my beard.
I hate that. I hate when that happens. I understand your pain.
Like, it doesn't look like it too much on camera, but there is some gray forming in my hair. But
I trimmed my stash and cleaned up my face yesterday after I got home from work. The amount of red that was in the sink, I was just like, huh, I'm part ginger. I never knew.
really, because red hair runs in the Emer side.
Yeah, but my hair's always been so dark. I've never seen it. As I get older, it's like very prominent in my goatee and whatnot. Like I can see it like in the sunlight. I'm like, hey, look, there's all that red in there.
Yeah, because like if you look right in here, you can see it starting to fade out of red compared to what my beard is.
Mine's all thick and black. You know,
We're just getting older, Josh. That's it.
You want to hear?
Oh, by the way, if you guys are curious, I have my llama on the camera again.
Llama. Funny little detail about. So when I first started doing anything like this, I was a guest on Tom and Amy's Paranormal Mystery. I was talking about Freemasonry. I skipped a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff I was just like, because I was so nervous about doing this for the first time. Like I was terrified.
It is actually nerve-wracking.
And last Friday was my 6-month anniversary being on their show because I was on once as a guest star and then I filled in for Hefty the week after, and then I filled in again, and then I just never left. They just adopted me.
Technically, we've surpassed a month for this show.
This is episode 5.
Mhm.
So, yes. That's why I was shocked when I started the intro this morning, or this afternoon. I was like, shit, we're in episode 5. Never thought we'd get off
And like,
past 2.
funny, and another funny thing is originally when he started this show, I was actually only supposed to be a one-time guest. I offered to continue to come on as a co-host, and he's like, okay. So
You know,
originally, I was actually only supposed to be on once.
I stopped and think because the original plan for this show was me alone talking random nonsense to the people out there. No like bouncing back and forth, no other opinions, just what was in my head. That was the original thought for the show, was me to have an outlet to talk about movies, music, toy collecting, pictures, the state of the world, like things I want to do. Like this was like my way to like kind of help myself be myself again, because I lost who I was for a long time with, which is another show we're going to be doing probably in 2 weeks.
That's
It's
specifically with me and you.
Yep, and that's what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks from today.
Oh.
Ew, you're gross. You're fired.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cat.
Oh, you're so gross.
What?
Danny sneezed on his bed.
Oh.
Well, you know, he sheds like nobody's business and he gets in your nose and you can't help
Right.
it. That has been spending the past 2 nights cleaning dust out of the store.
Water or something.
Ew, is that a Viking shirt?
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. She's also a Dolphins fan, which makes zero sense.
Can't stop the fin.
I just heard a cat.
Yeah, one of them's whining. Jackson jumped
If
all
I'm
over.
correct, don't the Dolphins usually lose to my team anyways?
What's your team?
He's a Bills
The
fan.
Bills.
Yeah,
Actually,
we lost 2 weeks ago.
yeah, they actually beat the Bills.
Oh, did they?
No, the Bills beat the Vikings. My bad.
The Bills
Okay.
beat the Dolphins.
Oh, I don't know which team he was talking about. My bad. Damn.
I've been out of the loop for a while. I was
Yeah.
just talking shit.
Like I keep up with it, but I don't like you know me. I used to watch football from the time it would start all day long, and now I'm just like
Mhm.
I'll watch a game or a half a game, and I'm like, that's enough football. I'm good.
Yeah, you
The only
know.
thing I would sit down and watch is a Red Sox game. But, you know,
They might
paying just for internet is a lot cheaper than paying for cable and internet.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that they might hire the manager that was on the Florida Marlins? It's a what's her name? I don't remember her name, but she'd be the first female manager in Boston. Hi, Kitty. That's Lucifer. He's a butthole.
The cat I sneezed on, his name was Leno, and he is a butthole too.
Cats are doing that. Well, we got 3 minutes left. You want to play Have You Ever?
Why not?
Let's see.
Ugh.
Question number 1. Have you ever gone skinny dipping?
Yes.
You have to take a drink if you have.
You've never done it?
I don't swim.
He
Oh,
can't
that's
swim.
right.
You know how many times I tried to teach him how to swim?
Why would I go skinny dipping if I can't swim?
You can run naked into the water as long as you don't have to swim.
Yeah. It seems like a really bad way for a jellyfish to sting my butthole, and I'm not down for that. Not down for
Who
that.
said you have to go in the sea? Like you could go into like the shallow end of a pool.
But then there's people and they'll see me, and I don't want that either.
But you don't go skinny dipping when there's people around.
There's still people. It's a pool.
Hmm.
People pee in pools.
Anyways,
Anywho, let's see. Have you ever got lost and randomly found a really good place to eat? There you go. What you got?
Have you ever gotten lost and ended up about 4 miles away from home?
Yeah, so when I first got the bike, I started cruising around all these side streets around the apartment. And I started having to use maps because I'd get down all these side streets, be like, how do I get home? And then find out it's like 2 turns and a left. I'm like, oh, well, son of a bitch.
I think he actually called me.
Mine was, it was when me and Mom were living in, I want to say Katyville,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously in upstate New York.
Even I forgot about that.
Me and a friend went out on bikes in the woods and got lost. Mom got pissed off at me because I broke her bike's handle going down a hill, and I flipped over it, and it freaking flipped over me and hit me in the ankle and broke the handle. I stood up and ran after the bike down the hill though.
I remember when I ran you over with a bike.
Yeah, I was like 4 or 5 years old, wasn't I? It was at Sun Valley Trailer Park.
Yep, we're coming down the sand pit on the bikes.
Mhm.
And then the bike I had no brakes, and you were just like, ah! And I was like, move! And nope, you didn't move.
It's a wonder why I ended up with the stutter and head trauma.
Well, on that note, I think I'm actually going to invest in a different game. Like when Tom and Amy do the game, they have like cards and they read them. Might look into that after. Do something with like actual fun. Like they do this one where you have to guess like how many numbers of things or the statistics for that or why are stop signs red. I think that'd be much more fun. We should try that next.
Yeah, because we're gonna run out of the have you ever stuff. Because if we keep doing it, we're just gonna have to buy so many drinks just to keep doing it.
Well, I mean, there's the other version of Have You Ever when it gets really raunchy, but I'm trying to keep this as
PG-13.
as PG as possible without.
Yeah, no, that's why
Oh yeah,
that's why I only made that one comment once today.
You're good. Hey, I did good about only saying the B word a couple times. So see, that's not so bad.
I think I said asshole a lot though.
You just did it, asshole. Call your friend an asshole right now. But on that note, I will let everyone go. Everyone can have a great night, and we will be back here next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Danny's
What?
special guest talking about anime. I haven't kept up with anime in a long time. The last one I watched was Invincible, so you guys will have to get me up to date on everything else.
He's a little more up to date than I am on it, but still.
So we'll both learn something new. That works. Well, until next week, see everybody later.
Peace.